try my best. Once he sees me in this, his jaw is gonna drop straight to the floor.
Chiori, you're actually at your shop today!
Is that really so shocking? It is mine, after all. Anything you're looking for today? A custom design, or perhaps some ready-to-wear outfits for kids?
Hey, Paimon's not a kid!
Oh, that.
Are there any fun and popular activities?
Ugh, Fashion Week isn't what I'd call fun. But it's certainly always a
Will you be showing off some of your designs to
Of course. All designers at the Court of Fontaine use the week to advertise their brand. If you're lucky, you could even land a large amount of... Come to think of it, it was also at a...
Aren't you pretty much an established name now? People will still buy your clothes even if...
Yeah, that's not quite how it works. While many people buy clothes for fit and style, the fashion industry... Why would anyone patronize a label that hasn't even bothered to put out any new designs? In the end, fashion is just a representation of the spirit of the times. People support your brand because they support the vision it represents.
Huh. Okay, so maybe fashion's more complicated than Paimon thought. All that complicated stuff aside, you're saying we'll be able to see new Chiori?
Absolutely. The designs have already been finalized. I'm just waiting for the fabrics to arrive.
Ooh, are you using materials you can't get?
Well, I still have a certain partiality to Inazuma-made fabrics. The textures are pleasant to the touch, and they're familiar.
Oh, Paimon gets it!
Ugh.
We're a long way from Inazuma, though. Aren't you concerned that your shipment...
No need to worry. I've already taken steps to ensure that it'll arrive safely. I've entrusted the job to
Excuse me. Coming through. Coming through. Chiori, your shipment's here. I know it's quite late, so I'm...
Deep breaths, Kirara. Then start again.
Oh, so Kirara's the courier you were...
Oh, hey, Traveler and Paimon. Fancy seeing you here in Fontaine. It's been... Wait a second. This is the second time that you've seen me flub a delivery job.
So, what was the holdup? Sailing delays?
Huh? No, nothing like that. I just ran into a bit of trouble, that's all.
Bandits, then? Or treasure hoarders?
Well, I didn't run into anyone.
Keeping you honest as always, I see.
All right. I was stopped by a group of bandits. They were a little different from the ones I usually run into. I could hear them mumbling about Komunia Express. It was obvious they were looking for someone with two tails.
So it was a target...
I got the sense that...
My fabric shipment?
Yeah, they said that I could go as long as I left the goods with them. Otherwise, they'd stuff me into my delivery box and toss me into the sea to drown.
Oh, are you okay?
Oh, I'm good. I'm still a yokai after all. I turned them over to the guards. It just took me a while to...
Well, It's not completely out of the ordinary for one of your deliveries to get intercepted. But it still doesn't make... Is there something else that you're keeping from me?
Huh?
Perhaps I need to reconsider how many stars to give you.
You always know how to get me, Chior. So, I kinda wanted to know why anyone would order a hit on me. So, I spent a bit of time and one of the bandits had a loose tongue, which saved me some time. He said that a certain person had commissioned them to... And who might this... Chiori, why don't we just let this one go? I mean, I didn't really...
I appreciate your kindness, Kirara. But if I don't teach this person, anyone that dares to mess with one of my friends deserves...
Alright. The guy said that the commissioner...
Uter. Know that name?
Well, that's exactly why I didn't want to...
So you both know this Uter?
Through Chiori's complaints about him, sure. He's a fellow fashion designer who's made it his goal in life to make hers as miserable as possible.
So he's like a big...
A rival is what you call someone who fights you fair and... Uter, however, I've already warned him before to compete with me fair and square. But I guess he prefers playing dirty. Well, I'm more than happy to oblige.
Wait, Chiori, where are you going?
To teach someone a lesson. You must be tired after your long journey. Why don't you rest in my shop for a little while before heading back?
Chiori! Wait!
And she's gone.
Oh no. What should we do?
You seem concerned. Should we be worried about Chiori?
Well, she's always been the type of person to face things head on. But with her fiery temper, I'm just worried whatever she's about to do will feel negative publicity about her right before the start of Fashion Week. Traveler, Paimon, could you go after her and check out the situation for me? As a formal employee of Komonia Express, it wouldn't be appropriate for me to get involved.
Yeah, we'll take good care of Chiori.
To be honest, I'm more worried about that Uter guy's safety.
You think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is. If someone can't handle it, maybe that's their problem.
Any chance you're on the clock, officer?
Nothing good ever comes out of you addressing me like that. Oh? And I see the Traveler and Paimon are here too.
Chevras, we meet again.
Well, things have been fine on my end. We were able to bring in a large number of recruits. I suppose the trade-off is that I'm now constantly getting stopped for autographs while out on patrol.
Well, you were one of the lead.
So,
Indeed it did. I'll need...
I only ever... Well, not before I know what you're...
Have I ever made a bad...
The better question is, have you ever made one that didn't violate...
Okay. A man hired a girl...
Are you sure this is something you should be telling the captain of the Special Patrol? It's getting hard to tell whether you're here to report a case or turn yourself in...
Neither. I'm requesting personal supervision from said captain.
Are you planning to?
Not if I can help it.
All right. Where is...
Follow me.
Just promise you'll start trying to keep yourself out of trouble.
Well, when trouble stops coming my way, I'll be sure to get on that. This should be the place. You all wait.
You know, Chevraz, Paimon gets the sense that you two are...
It's just as Chiori said. We got to know each other pretty well in our lines of work. You could call it a, you scratch my back and I'll scratch yours sort.
Does Chiori often need your help?
I'd say it's mutual. The Special Patrol needs her help quite often as well. We've got tough problems of our own. The uniform, the musket, they're intimidating. Most people clam up the minute they see us. Lips sealed so tight, but put them in a clothing boutique, and they suddenly start gushing faster than the waters at the Fountain of Lucine.
Oh, is it because they're trying to show off or something?
Yep. People are vain creatures. They can't help but want to talk up new developments in their lives or show off how much they know about other people. As a result, Chiori often picks up on all kinds of information in her shop. Most of her customers are members of the upper class.
You scratch my back.
Exactly. I'm also here to ensure Chiori's safety. Those who make... And in some very rare cases, I'm forced to protect other people. So, who got on her case this time?
Oh, so this is what...
Huh? Uter, you...
You've heard of him?
Yep. He's made trouble for Chiori several times already. He's fond of pretty much every dirty trick in the book. So he's back at it, huh? His few...
Whoa, what's this about a few...
I just meant that Uter's done for. Now bring it in, you two.
Sure.
Because this is probably going to turn into one of those very rare cases of...
What are you doing? Stay away from me!
Has anyone ever taught you the definition of stupidity?
Huh?
Stupidity is doing the same. It appears you've forgotten what I told you before. So... Oh, and if you dare lay your hands on my friend again, you can expect a far less...
Chiori?
Officer, an assault's in progress!
Of course. I'll do my utmost to investigate the situation. Unfortunately, I would... Not to worry, though. If you'd allow me to search the scene, I'm sure I'll be able to collect some useful evidence. You don't mind, do you?
Forget...
Ms. Chiori, I must also ask you to refrain from engaging in such disorderly
Apologies, officer. I guess you could say I'm just used to tossing a...
You...
Is there anything else either of you have to say for yourself?
That's all from me. I sincerely hope...
We'll see about that.
Whoa, that scared the heck out of Paimon! How did he just...
You're too kind.
Now's not the time to be accepting compliments. What happened to not doing it?
Oh, not if I could help it, is what I said. I started with a verbal warning, but he displayed neither shame nor remorse.
Insults and threats so bad that he deserved to be tossed out like a sack of trash.
Believe it or not, they were that bad. He deserved to get knocked down a peg. It's the only way to...
You could have reported him...
Oh, I will. But it'll take some I don't want anything else to happen during Fontaine Fashion Week. On top of that, if Kirara is going to continue delivering goods for me, the least I can do is guarantee her safety. reminds me, there is another favor I'd like to ask of you today.
What a shame. I believe you've already used.
Have I? Well, it's a good thing I was planning on taking an advance on tomorrow's quota then.
Don't you think you're maxed out on advances already?
I always pay you back in information, don't I? It's just like you said. Use...
The wind rises.
We're back.
You were gone for an awfully long time.
There's nothing to worry about. All you need to know is that you'll never have to worry about someone in Fontaine messing with your deliveries again.
Sorry, Chiori. I didn't mean to cause you so much trouble.
What are you talking about? You didn't do anything wrong. The next time you need to leave the city, call the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol. With that sort of escort, then... I'm being serious. You know me.
Wait, you don't...
I've already spoken to the captain of the Special Patrol. As discussed, the patrol's going to take a small detour during their daily training tomorrow. As for Navia, I'll give her a heads up in a bit.
There's really no need. I'm just a simple courier. I don't need to be surrounded by a bunch of armed guards. Or ones with sunglasses, for that matter. Don't you think this is a bit much?
Well, you certainly shouldn't count on such a procession for every trip you make to Fontaine. It's just a one-off thing, for my own peace of mind. It'll also show those guys what'll happen to those who dare to mess with my friends.
Well, if you think it's a good idea...
Well, with the bad guys out of the way and your goods safely delivered, everything should be good to...
I believe so. I'll try to churn out a few more outfits over the next few days. I've heard a lot of suppliers will be participating this year.
Paimon's gonna take a guess and say suppliers are super important.
But of course, that's also why this year's Fashion Week is so important to me.
But isn't your brand already really famous, Chiori? Your clothes are so
Even so, I would imagine there are still people who've never heard of the Chioria brand, yes?
Well... I mean, with the amount of places that I deliver to, it's only now...
Then it's still not famous enough. My goal is to make the Chioria brand renowned throughout all of Teyvat.
All of it? Your business would have to get pretty huge then.
Wait, would that mean I could just go to any Chioria branch on the continent to get my clothes fixed? It has been pretty inconvenient having to come to Fontaine every time I need to get them patched up.
Alternatively, of course, you could just be a bit more careful with them. They're already about as durable as I can make them.
Okay, I'll admit.
Well, if that's your dream, Chiori, then we should do our best to... Ooh, what is it? What is it?
Why don't you come to my shop tomorrow and model for me? Simply put, you'll...
Oh, so we get to try on some of your clothes?
Seeing them off the rack will...
Sounds easy enough.
No need. We've already booked the models for that. If you like them, though, feel free to visit the boutique and see if anything catches your eye. I'll even give you a special discount.
Ooh, sounds great!
Then we have a deal. You'll model some formal wear, traveler.
Yep, sounds good. Wait, kids' clothes?
My husband promised to get me a replica of the most eye-catching outfit from the
Chiori, we're here!
You're...
Wait, has Kirara...
Yep, with the special patrol. Bright and early.
Did everything go all right on the road?
I believe so. The way they marched forward with Kirara around the center, you'd think she would... They took care to clear the... I even heard that Navia...
Sounds like Navia really got into it.
My thoughts exactly. She even lamented the fact that she didn't have time to prepare something even fancier. I'm pretty sure she can't wait for another escort opportunity to come her way.
You know, now that you mention Navia, Paimon thinks the two of you are actually pretty similar. You say what you mean, and when
I suppose that's why Navia has a certain that same spirit.
it's like finding the
Indeed. Customers pay attention not just to the clothes, but also to the figures in society who wear said clothes. People like
And here Paimon...
fashion is about more than just looks, my dear.
Oh yeah,
Indeed. Give me a moment while I go retrieve some fabrics and sample outfits.
set them up.
Just carefully organize the ready-to-wear.
Whoa, there sure is...
Well then, I'll leave the displays to you.
So, we just need to put all the clothes with similar styles together, right?
Not bad. You might just have an eye for Anyway, let's move over here. Stand still. I'll take your measurements first.
Excuse me, Miss Chiori.
Oh, good morning, Leanne. How have you been recently? Your gown will be ready next week, so there's no need to worry about missing the ball. Or did you come here today because you'd like to make a new request, perhaps?
Oh, no. Nothing like that, Miss Chiori. To be honest...
Cancel your order.
But you can keep the deposit, of course.
Don't worry about the materials. I'm more concerned about you. Did something happen, Leanne? Have your plans changed? It's all right. I'm not trying to make...
Thank you. I'm really sorry.
Don't worry about it.
Is it just Paimon, or was she acting a bit strange just now? Wonder why she wouldn't tell us why she was canceling her order.
It's not a big deal. These things happen every once in a while. A family emergency, an important payday falling through, a lover's judging from the look on her face, something's keeping her from revealing the truth to us. It's best not to pry.
Well, guess this means you'll have more time to work on Fashion Week, right?
That's true. Come, let's pick up where we left off.
Is Miss Chiori in?
I am. How can I help you?
I'd like to return this item.
Oh, could I ask why?
It's just, not to my liking. You said I could get a refund if I wasn't satisfied, so that's why I'm here.
Is there something about it that didn't meet your expectations? Are the sleeves too short, or is the color too dark? I can always make those adjustments for you.
Oh, no need. You don't have to concern yourself with that. I'd just like that refund, please.
And I'd be happy to process that for you. If you...
Is Chiori here? I'd like to return my outfit.
Another one?
Is there some sort of new calamity coming that I haven't heard about? Another flood? Or an apocalypse, maybe? What does the prophecy say this time? You'll be spared if you get rid of all your clothes? Surely the entire population of Fontaine didn't convene and pick this one day to come and return my clothes. What is going on?
What kind of rags are you trying to sell us, huh? The way I see it, this shop is nothing more than a black market front run by a bunch of dirty criminals.
Please calm down, sir.
What is he talking about?
Haven't you heard? Chiori
And just who?
Well, you tell us.
I've been transparent about my materials from the very beginning. I've already proved there's nothing wrong with them. If a little hearsay and baseless slander are enough to convince you...
You...
Elof!
Miss Chiori?
Go outside and help these customers with their return. And once you're done, put up the sign that says we're closed for the day.
Got it.
Chiori.
They couldn't be more fabricated if you tried. No need to worry about them. I'm sure they'll go away on their own in a few days. The real goal here is to divert my attention away from Fashion Week. The best response right now is to tune it out and focus on finalizing my...
If you say so, but Paimon still can't help but worry.
The best way to respond to public skepticism is to let your work speak for itself. There will be no doubt about the quality of my work once my new designs are released. The public just has to see it for themselves.
Miss Chiori, bad news!
Oh, for the love of... Can a woman not get a moment of peace to do her work? Go on. What's the matter now?
It's our accessories supplier. They just sent word that they'll no longer be able to supply us during Fashion Week.
What? No accessories? Not even the ones we pre-ordered?
Yes, that's what their messenger said.
And what about the models we asked them to book for us?
I think they'll probably pull out as well.
Even the suppliers believe those nasty rumors?
Is the messenger still here?
No, they've already left.
So, no accessories means no brooches, no bow ties, things like that?
Not just that. It means no gems, ribbons, gold thread, all the elements that lend life and soul to my designs.
But if you take those away, does that mean you won't be able to make your designs at all?
Alof, you stay and watch the shop.
Yeah, and we can vouch for you too. We'll make sure your supplier knows there's nothing wrong with your clothes.
Thank you. In that case, please come with me.
Did you read the paper today? Did you read the paper today?
By the way, we really are just going to talk, right?
Of course. I wouldn't do anything.
Who is it?
Venger, it's Chiori. We've worked together all these years. The least you could do is allow me a face-to-face conversation.
Straightforward as always, I see. You know, there are certain conventions people usually follow if they want to seek someone's company. Sending a messenger, for example.
And when has following convention ever gotten me anywhere? Why hire a messenger when I can just explain things in person?
Have you read the papers today?
I don't like to waste my time on baseless lies and speculation. Maybe that's something you should consider as well.
You're right. I only subscribe to the Steambird. And most days, I never even read the others.
So, these rumors. The Steambird was the one that published them?
No, not at all.
Well then, there you go. Those sort of headlines become old.
You would think that. Someone paid off the tabloids to publish the same article at once. They even went so far as...
Every house? That means...
It seems your rival really pulled out all the stops this time.
What sort of photo?
A photo of you beating up...
Yesterday? What?
Uchera.
Here, I've got a copy. See for yourselves.
Behind the scenes, relying on its close ties to the criminal underworld, the Chioria brand employs illegal competitive tactics to come out on top, giving hope to the evildoers among us that wrongdoing can still prevail, provided you conceal it under the guise of fashion and beauty.
I don't know what happened, and I don't want to comment on things that I didn't see with my own eyes. Still...
Yeah, he was the one who started it, that little...
I appreciate you standing up for me, Paimon, but it can't be helped.
That's right. The court of public opinion has already made up its mind. Still...
But that was so long ago.
In the world of fashion, your past is like a piece of clothing. They claim that most of your clients...
The absurdity.
Well, maybe your clientele are criminals, but with the way this article...
Venger.
But I'm no longer that breed. I'd be perfectly happy to work with you again after this. But my daughter is manning the store during Fashion Week, and I don't want her implicated. Let me offer you a...
You're free to wait things out, Venger.
Have you ever thought maybe that attitude of yours is what's gotten you into all this trouble?
Have you ever thought maybe this attitude of mine is precisely what paved the way?
Well, fair enough. Then I suppose all there's left to say is... best of luck. As for the models...
Understood. Take care.
So, what should we do now?
Without the accessories, I can no longer use my old designs.
How could they do this? They're making things up. The boutique doesn't have anything to do with violent criminals. Can't people tell this is just a bunch of lies?
Public opinion has never been about what's true. I should have seen it from the beginning. Uter knows me too well. Everything that happened yesterday was just a trap.
Well, guess all we can do is just head back for now.
Traveler! Paimon!
Charlotte, what are you doing here?
Looking for you, of course. Did you see those fashion tabloids this morning?
You mean that sorry...
You too, huh? Whoever wrote that article, Miss Chiori does...
That's great!
It's my pleasure. She was the one who made the hat and... Speaking of Miss Chiori...
She was just here.
If you ask me, I think Chioria Boutique is done for.
I mean, what did they expect? Engaging with criminals behind their customers' back.
They kept up a solid front, though. I've even bought from them before. Really? How was it? The owner was plenty fierce, that's for sure. Makes sense if she regularly deals with criminals, I guess. I've got the chill.
Oh no, we've lost it. Did you hear what all those people were saying?
Miss Chiori doesn't often appear in public or give a lot of interviews, so the general public hasn't had a chance. It's also true that her way of dealing with things can be a little extreme sometimes. It's easy to...
Oh, this is all Uter's fault! Wait a second. You don't think Chiori might have gone looking for him, do you?
That would only make the situation worse for her.
You've got a point. Elaf, we're back! Oh, who's this?
This is Miss Letitia. She's also here to see Miss Chiori.
Oh, you were the one who came to collect the wedding dress yesterday, right?
Oh, no, not at all. I'm just... so you've come across that art...
Yeah, my fiancé, he probably know.
And then?
And then,
But didn't Chiori say she was able...
Yes, when she heard me out.
Well, that's a good
It is good.
What a shame.
Well, see, that wasn't actually the issue. He's seen a lot of wedding dresses in his time doing business. So as soon as he saw it, he knew for sure that it must have cost far more than what we paid.
Huh? So wait, that means...
Yeah. Miss Chihori covered all the costs and held nothing back. The fabric, accessories, beading, construction. It was all of the high...
Oh. Miss Letitia, I'd really like to use your store.
Huh?
I think it'd go a little...
Hey, Ayla!
Huh?
Well, we...
Oh! In that case, why don't we split up? I'll continue interviewing Miss Letitia, and you two can go look for Miss Chiori.
Alright, sounds good. Let's go!
The wind rises.
There you are, Chiori!
Uh-huh. How did you know where I...
She did. We were just looking for you at the shop and Letitia was there. She wanted to thank you for the dress. So...
I'm not upset. Want to sit here with me? The view's quite stunning. Don't worry. I'll catch you if you fall.
Alright, don't mind if we do.
Well, how does it feel?
This place is pretty great.
Right? It's quiet and open.
Yeah, it's important.
I didn't grow up in a very strict family. My parents would joke that I grew up to be so assertive because I would get together with the other children to climb trees and explore caves. One time, I even
Whoa, Paimon would have never...
But even as rambunctious as I was, when it came to needlework, it was as if I discovered a whole new world within those vibrant, dazzling fabrics. My parents noticed, and they sent me to study under a famous Inazuman tailor. It wasn't long before I had driven away pretty much every master tailor on the archipelago. You could...
You were that misbehaved?
I wasn't misbehaved, exactly. I just often had strange ideas when it came to fashion. Ones that weren't in line with... On top of that, I hated the idea of groveling and making outfits for every arrogant big... Anyway, a few incidents later, I soon found myself without a master. Worse, not a...
No wonder you left Inazuma.
I was angry and frustrated. So, before I left, I swore to all those masters that
Well, that's a great dream to strive toward.
After that, I came all the way to the court of Fontaine. A city often... I had a lot of fun starting out. Sure, I was living in a small cramped room, but I was finally free. I had a far more naive view of fashion back then. As long as something was pretty, it would become popular. Of course, as I spent more and more time in the industry, I learned nothing was ever that simple. Oh, you mean Letitia? Yeah, she did mention that dream. I'll be honest with you, who would have thought? Even as I continue to pursue my dream. Alright, that's enough sightseeing for one day. Time to come up with a way out of this.
Ooh, looks like you've got your game face back.
Back? It was never gone to begin with. I did say I wasn't upset, didn't I?
Paimon thinks we should look for evidence that Uter wrote that article, and that he hired those treasure hoarders to attack Kirar. Charlotte's already working on an article to address all those nasty rumors so we can publish all our findings.
I don't like duking it out in the press. But if Charlotte's... I know where Uter's clothing factory is located. It might be a good place to start...
Sounds good. As for Fashion Week, well, there's always next year, right?
Huh? When did this become an either-or situation? Find incriminating evidence or participate in Fashion Week.
But your accessories! Didn't you say your designs...
Well, it's true that I haven't quite figured out what to do about that, but... To tell you the truth, even here in Fontaine, every time I see the sea, I can't help but thinking about all that, I just... can't bear to take even one...
What did you just say?
The sea. Seashells, coral.
Got what?
Come, let's take a dip.
Chiori!
Squall Fury!
Chiori, why did you just jump into the sea all of a sudden?
Paimon, what do you think is the most beautiful thing in the sea?
A Lumitwal? Or a pearl, maybe? Oh, coral's pretty too. Ah, Paimon gets it now! You want to use things like that as the accessories for your designs!
Well, now that you hit the nail on the head, help me grab some, would you?
Leave it to us! These should be enough. Chiori will... Great! So...
Yes, but don't forget... Okay,
You mean we have to start...
I should be...
Oh no! Skipping out on...
Ganyu? Who's that?
A friend of ours who does well, anyways.
Well, I can't... All this grit and determination. It reminds me of the first fashion week I ever participated in.
What else can we help?
I suppose all there's...
You got it! Wait, what did you just say?
You heard me. Tear them up. When I went to that first, I had to make something work. If it worked back then...
What? You...
I know. That...
Okay.
No need to be nervous, of course. If... Just this once, though. I think I can make an exception. Go ahead and tear them up. Think of it as a good way to vent your emotions. Good job. That should do it.
Chiori, are you alright? Sorry for taking so long. I got caught up and... Whoa. Who did this? Those monsters. Slandering you in the paper. Give me their names. Since they're all too eager to tear up other people's clothes...
Maybe you should calm down a bit first, cause...
Huh?
Ugh, what is this, a soap opera? I was the one who asked the travel...
Oh. So that's what happened.
Navia sure is scary when she's angry.
If there's one thing I can't stand, it's a false act.
You and Chiori are really...
Of course! Everyone knows that Chiori makes the most gorgeous outfits in town. All of the Spina di Rosula's formal wear is custom tailored.
Now, if only you'd give me the contract.
Plus, with how much your intel...
If I had it my way, it would be the other way around.
Anyway, we both know why I'm here.
If it's not too much trouble.
Oh, no problem. I've got a few of those guys all ready to go. When are you going to get started? I can help with sewing too.
Actually, there's something else I'd like to ask of you.
Ask away. I'm all ears.
Oh, and Traveler and Paimon, could you help me pass word to Linny and Lynette? I'll need their help.
I'm done with my interview. Has Miss Chiori made it back yet? Who did this? Give me names. I'll make sure every last one lands a full feat.
Not this again.
You're both here.
A moment later and you'd have missed us.
We read the article in the papers.
We were just about to go. She helped design a number of our costumes in the past and even sponsored one of our performances.
Oh, perfect! She was the one who sent us!
In that case, I assume that there's something we can do to help. Just say the word and we'll take care of it.
Okay, so it's like this.
Is that all we'll need to do?
Should be a piece of cake for the two of us.
Paimon's glad to hear it! Well then, guess it's about time we go and find some evidence for all the bad stuff Utera's been doing, right? Chiori said we shouldn't disturb her over the next couple of days.
But the show's in another
Well, according to her...
A two-pronged...
Courtesy first,
yeah.
Understood. Then we'll...
Alright, we're counting on you! Okay, then let's also do as Chiori said, and meet up with her at Utera's factory in 2 days. We'll gather the evidence then. Oh, Paimon sure hopes she won't have a hard time making all those new outfits for...
You're here.
Chiori! How are the new outfits?
Just a few steps left.
Wow, that's
Don't worry. I have no intention of giving ground on either front. With the fashion show scheduled for tonight, Uther has closed his factory. This is our only chance to secure any incriminating evidence.
Okay, Paimon totally gets that this is all his fault and he totally deserves it, but wouldn't we technically be trespassing on his property if we just barge in like this?
His factory is usually open to the public. It may not be open for business right now, but that doesn't mean visitors can stop by for a tour. We're just curious customers after all.
Well, when you put it that way...
Anyway, Uther's factory is right over there. Let's hurry up and get moving.
Why would he open a factory?
We have different marketing strategies. While I specialize in high-end custom garments.
Alright. Ooh, it's really creepy. Paimon would...
You make a good point.
We're in. There really is nobody here.
Welcome, dear visitors.
Oh, Paimon nearly fell out of the air. What is that thing?
A mechanical guide. They usually use a recorded tape to give you a tour of the factory.
Please, follow me, dear guests. first stop on our tour is a look at the gradual evolution of our clothing brand. After that, we welcome you to peruse our most popular styles.
Huh. Laterra seems to be doing pretty well for himself, doesn't he? Why would he feel the need to bother you when he could just focus on improving his own brand?
This is the studio where our designs are made. Please. These are the fitting rooms. Please use them at your leisure.
Huh? There seems to be something in this fitting room. Why did the door just close?
Hold on tight, Paimon.
Why is it moving?
It seems to have stopped.
Where did this thing take us?
It seems like we're someplace deeper inside the factory. Wheel of life.
Look out! There are guards here!
One with nature. Cascade.
Go.
This place is filthy!
Look over there.
Ooh, that water looks super...
And I was the one using unsafe...
So he was actually the one who opened...
No wonder his clothes always felt weird to the touch. He's been using all manner of tricks here in a bid to cut costs.
Should the clothes made...
Never mind issues with shrinking and fading. These materials can give you skin problems if...
That's terrifying! Let's... This way he won't be able to try and deny anything in court. Alright. Doesn't look like there's a path here.
Follow me. Let's go up. he knew we'd be coming.
You did say he knew you really well, didn't you?
Yes. And that's because...
But you're practically at each other's throats! Now you're telling us you used to work together?
When I first came to Fontaine, we were both fledgling designers who longed to gain a foothold in the world of fashion. In the beginning, we both wanted to make clothes that would stand out from the crowd and shatter tradition. But with every criticism we received, and every sponsor that rejected us, Uther's confidence disappeared little by little. Finally, right before Fashion Week, he came to the conclusion that we wouldn't be able to make the designs we always dreamed of, and we parted ways. For my part, I gambled it all, and devoted everything I had to that 1 week. I came out the other side with something that really made me proud. I was nervous.
You received the acclaim of all Fontaine while Uther...
I don't know the exact details of what happened after that. All I know is, after I...
He's just jealous of what you've accomplished. A guy like that doesn't deserve your sympathy.
Well, let's focus on getting out of here first. Missing the show is as good as letting him win.
There are some control panels... Oh, that doesn't seem to have done anything. Maybe try the next one? That didn't do anything either.
Warning. Warning. Unauthorized intruders. Entering expulsion mode.
Into the wind.
Entering expulsion mode.
Guys, go.
Warning. Unauthorized intruders. Entering expulsion mode.
Look up.
Warning. Warning. Unauthorized intruders. Entering expulsion mode. Warning. Warning. Unauthorized intruders. Entering expulsion mode. Warning. Warning. Unauthorized intruders. Entering expulsion mode. Warning. Warning. Unauthorized intruders. Entering expulsion mode.
We finally made it out. Why does it feel like the movement patterns of those mechs have changed?
Warning. Warning. Unauthorized intruders. Initiating shutdown procedure. Warning. Warning. Unauthorized intruders. Initiating shutdown procedure.
the entrance, at last.
Oh, those chambers couldn't hold you, I see.
We've collected a bunch of evidence on all the nasty stuff happening at your
The evidence on your person, you mean? What makes you think I have any intention of letting it...
More mechanical guards? Really? Ever thought about—
Oh, but this is a
What? Destroying Chioria Boutique?
Proving that fashion is merely a laughable farce. A carnival of...
You know what your problem is, Uter? You've become so obsessed with the concept of fashion itself that you let it paralyze you. Stop trying to cater to it. Focus on your—
Spare me the lecture, why don't you? Sooner or later, you'll cater to all the voices too, you know. After all, what is fashion but enough?
Fashion is about aspiring towards a certain ideal. But it's up to you to decide what it is. My brand caters to no—
Well, once the people witness their former darling's spectacular fall, they'll understand how laughable that ideal—
That's what you've been trying to prove all this time? Your jaded understanding of the industry is the reason you've had it out for my— You weren't like this before, Uter. What—
He realized long ago how utterly naive and—
You gave up on your dream. But that wasn't enough, was it? You had to find a way to— You think you understand. But you're just a bitter man who let his regrets dictate his choices. You regret giving up on this whole thing, Uter.
Pathetic. Why don't you take a look in the mirror? You're a fool daydreaming about taking all of Tibet by storm. Well, good luck doing that when even Fontaine—
You're right. Maybe all those who pursue their— But more pitiful still are cowards who are too afraid to even attempt what the fool is brave enough to try.
You...
Yeah, just leave this guy to us!
No, you go instead.
But he has a gun!
It'll be fine. Just go to the venue and tell everyone to proceed with the plan. I'll deal with him. Some lessons are best delivered in person.
Catch up with us soon!
Trying to leave, are we?
I've held back all this time because of our past partnership, Uter. But all that changed after our tour of your factory.
Still trying to talk—
No matter what you've been through, no matter why you've become like this, if I may borrow the words of a friend, a guy like you doesn't deserve my sympathy. Allow me to show you the true. The Chioria brand represents more than a person or a trademark. It's a way of life.
Greetings, friends at Fontaine Fashion Week. Please feast your eyes on the extravaganza that Chioria Boutique has prepared for you today.
Brilliant, dazzling, and wholly unique. And most importantly,
An enduring, never-say-die spirit. That's the true meaning of the Chioria brand. And now, let's welcome the thundering seamstress, Miss Chiori herself!
Did Chiori not...
Lights! Cameras! Over here, please!
Let the show begin!
the world may change, fashion along with it, but Chioria will remain the same. No challenge is too great. Chioria caters to no one. Not even the times. Rather, Chioria will always lead the fashion of our time.
Finally, let's not forget. Only those who do not give up on their dreams are worthy of this brand. Well then, I suppose all that's left to say is, Happy Fashion Week, fellow dreamers.
How about this?
A little more to the left.
Like this?
Perfect.
Phew. Oh, that looks great! Miss Chiori, can I...
Of course.
I didn't know you'd make a brand new signboard.
I made it before Fashion Week. I figured it'd be best to...
Well, how can you become renowned through all...
Now that you mention it, perhaps our magic troupe could use one of those.
Our signatures are the Grinmalkin Cat and the Bogglecat Box.
Pear would need an alias, of course.
So, does that mean your signboard is going to be... two cat?
Ooh, that sounds super snuggly and warm.
And a bit cramped.
Miss Chiori, I'm done taking pictures. You can expect the article in tomorrow's Steambird.
Thank you, Charlotte.
It's my pleasure. Bringing the truth to light is a journalist's duty.
Going forward, feel free to custom order any accessories you need for Monsieur Verite. It's on the house.
Huh? You really mean it?
Of course. The same goes for you too, Linny and Lynette.
What about something...
Thank you, Chiori. It's much appreciated.
Well, I don't really need anything.
I don't need anything either. So long as you continue to request my international courier services from Komania Express, we're golden.
Actually, that reminds me.
Huh? About that.
The Spina di Rosula has prepared a special vehicle for you, so you can just get it.
What? No, that's so embarrassing.
Ooh, do we get something nice too, Chiori?
Of course. Just hold on a second.
Disrupting public order at the show. Appropriating venue lighting equipment without authorization. Using weaponry in public.
Shivers,
If you come across anyone who matches those descriptions, please report them to the Special Patrol at your earliest.
Enjoyed that, didn't you? You nearly scared me.
Says the one who pulled that stunt earlier. How about you do me a favor and tell me in advance next time you're
And if I had...
Would you? No, but it would have at least spared me a whole lot of
Well, I would say I more than made it up to you, have I not? A whole underground workshop in the Fleuve Cendre, and the man responsible all tied up and handed to you on a silver platter. Sounds pretty thoughtful if you ask me.
All right, I won't argue with you. You can have this one.
Well, friends, I would say we've earned ourselves a nice meal for our efforts. Let's go. Spina's treat.
I'll have to take a rain check. I've still got a lot of paperwork to take care of, so you all go have fun. Oh, by the way, Chiori, I ran into Vanger on the way here. He had a message for you.
I don't need to hear it. I'm sure the old fool used pretty much every apology in the book. I'll just visit him
You know him well.
Thanks again, Chevres.
My pleasure. Oh, and one last thing. That was really quite an amazing show.
You don't say.
All right. Follow me if you want in on the celebration feast. Come on, we're leaving.
Traveler, Paimon, could you go wait for me at that place with the view? I'll let Navia know that we'll be a little late.
A place with the view?
Perfect. I'll be right there. Sorry to keep you waiting.
Oh, we didn't wait long at all. But what did you want to...
Here. Take...
Oh, wow! A brooch! And in the style of Chioria Boutique, too! Wait, Paimon gets one as well?
I've only made 2 for now. After much consideration, I decided to give... You've been a great help. Even when things were looking bleak, there were even times when I felt like I had to fight back and win. Even if it was just to honor the trust that you had in me.
Well, we may have helped a little, but Paimon would say you deserve most of the credit. This result, it was all...
I know for certain that was not the case. I've chased my dream for so long that I've come to understand something. Apart from conviction and persistence, the thing that... A single person can only do so much. Without all your help, Chioria Boutique could have easily fallen to ruin.
Well, Paimon doesn't think it...
Perhaps my words were a little pretentious, but they do reflect how I truly feel. I won't bow or scrape before any force in this world, much less any individual. I'm confident in the quality of my work.
Well, guess there's nothing to worry about. Should we go back and join them at the victory feast?
Oh, yes. You know, of all...
Everything's in place and they've taken it. Yes. Now to start reeling them in.
Ad Astra. Thank you for completing to...
I have to stifle a smile every time I remember the look on my retainers' faces when I informed them of my plans today. Panic-stricken, but unable to muster the courage to say anything in opposition. Yes, this was a fine idea. Everything's in place and they've taken the bait. Yes. Now to start reeling them in. I have to stifle a smile every time I remember the look on my retainers' faces when I informed them of my plans today. Panic-stricken, but unable to muster the courage to say anything in opposition. Yes, this was a fine idea. Ah. sure I've forgotten something. Not to worry, I'll simply send someone to fetch it. As soon as I remember what it was.
You are not welcome
Life
here.
goes on.
Into the wind. Escape.
You are not welcome
One with nature.
Be still.
You are not welcome.
The wind knows me.
You are not welcome here.
One with nature.
Cascade.
You are not welcome here.
The wind knows me.
Be still.